it's not going to be me. I tell you what's weird actually, Matthew. At home, I've got a water bed.
Oh yeah.
And while I've been here, I've got an air bed. And then when I woke up this morning, I had both. Okay. Oh yeah, works for two levels. So, what about you, Tom?
So I'm not going to pump up the airbed. I've got bad family history really with airbags because my uncle was taking a bribe to let people's airbags down, and yeah, he was guilty. It turns out he took a bunk. He took a bunk! That's a proper joke, that is.
I have got to go.
Well, there is only one way to settle this. We're going to have a Hello and welcome to Flashes Slowdown, the panel show that says, pump the bed, pump it up, while your feet are stomping, and the airbed's pumping. Look ahead, the crowd is jumping. Bump it up a little more. Thanks for letting me sleep on your floor. See what? Because that's where the party is. And you'll find out if you do that. Forgot to book a place to stay. Get my airbed on the floor tonight to make my day. Forgot to book a place to stay. Get my airbed on your floor tonight. Make my day. Make my day. I'm not trying to match your thing. Let's speak my mattress covers, Tom Parry and Benedict Clark.
As if mattress can get any whiter. That was the whitest I've ever heard in my entire life.
I am white.
For the listeners at home.
Just in case. I'm white. So, Tom and Ben, obviously you can't pump up the airbed on your own. Who have you brought to stomp on the pump today? Ben.
I brought my friend, my Bobby!
Mike Robbins is here!
Hello, my sister. How are we all? Cheers, friend.
Hello, mate. How are you doing, man?
Oh, all right,
Thanks so much for coming on the show.
thanks for asking me.
Now, you've actually got your here tonight,
My
haven't you?
flatmate and my wife and my two children, 9 and 12. So if
That's
you,
weird names.
If you, yeah.
I'm Welsh, but
They've both been assimilated, so they're Borgs in the 12th row. So Ben and Ellie are there. If you could not say shit and bugger for the next hour, that'd be brilliant.
Rosie, you listening?
That's fine. So I got to say, very quickly, a friend of ours gave my son a lift to rugby the other day, and then when I saw her about 2 weeks later, he said, by the way, I need to apologise to you. Ben was in the back of the car. I accidentally swore when someone cut me up. Realised Ben was in the car. I turned and said, sorry about that, Ben. He said, it's okay. My dad swears for a living.
It's a very good point.
Good point.
Well trained.
Bear that in mind.
Another long ass day. I need a vacation.
Obviously, they're your housemates. What would they say you're like to live with, do you think? If that's describe how it is living with Bubbins.
A dream, I'd imagine. I mean, no, so I'm a big strapping lad, so I can do all the sort of stuff around the house that you want me to do. Matt,
Posing.
If I live with you. Yeah, I walk around naked fairly often. Sure. No, that sounds bad. I mean, if
No, I don't know with a body like yours, it doesn't.
you're very kind.
Sounds right.
No, I just meant from like a social services point of view, it sounds bad.
Yes.
Yeah, lovely. I was going to say my hands on dad, but that sounds bad as well.
Yeah, should we chat to Rosie for a minute? Yeah. Tom, who have you brought with you this week?
Well, Matthew, the jamboree's in danger.
Oh, no.
It needs funding. So I've invited Rosie Jones!
Rosie Jones is here.
We enjoyed.
Man kan sige meget om folk alene ved at kigge på deres bil. Det er præcis det, som podcasten Gravs Garage handler om. Jeg hedder Christian Grav, og der hvor du hører podcast.
Greetings, listener dear. It's Matthew here from Pappy's, formerly Pappy's Fun Club, now Pappy's. It's been that way for a little while. I think we changed our name in 2009. So, Welcome to the podcast. This is house meeting. It's a house meeting recorded a little while ago. Now, what's going on at the moment, and the reason you're only hearing my voice, is that Tom and Ben are off on their summer jaunts, their summer constitutionals. Clarky is all the way over in Australia. He's enjoying Australia with his in fact, he's out on a holiday with his in-laws for a month. So yeah, pray for Clarky. It's his in-laws. I've met them all. They're a wonderful bunch. But I think like they say, you can't choose your family, you can choose your friends, but you really can't choose your in-laws. Like that's just the way it goes, isn't it? You suddenly find yourself in a situation where you've got this whole other family who are also your family, and I think I'd find it hard enough going on holiday with my own family for a month, let alone somebody else's parents. So yeah, good luck to Clarky, who's out in Australia for the rest of the month. We've recorded a bunch of house meetings. This is one of them. Parry is also off with his family. He's just been to the Fringe for a week, getting the shows that he's working on up and running. I'll mention them now because I'm sure he'd be appreciative of that. He's looking after Flo and Joan. He helped direct that show, or he directed that show, I should say, which is... which is on at the Fringe, so they're brilliant, two fantastic musical comedians, and he's also working on Kieran Dowd's show, the final in the trilogy, in the Don Rodolfo trilogy. So Kieran Dowd, if you've never seen him before, formerly a member of the sketch team Beasts, now a fantastic solo character performer. He's just great. You'll know him from the Christmas episode of Beef Brothers Cold Cuts a few moons ago. He was great on that. He's brilliant. Go and see him. Go and see Flo and Joan. If you're also looking for other great shows to see, I know Clarky worked on Luke Kempner's show. He also worked on another show, and I can't remember the name of it now. Let's see if I can keep talking and at the same time look at Clarky's Twitter. I had a small, tiny hand in Jess Robinson's show this year. Her show is called Legacy. Absolutely brilliant. She's just great. She's a brilliant performer. So if you get a chance to see her, if you're up at the Fringe, go and see her. And Clarky would love you to see. God, Clarky tweets a lot. Oh yes, here we go. Colin Holt was one of them. Yeah, Colin Holt. Just great. So it's Luke Kempner, Colin Holt, and Christian Brighty. Those are all shows you should go and see up at the Fringe. Enjoy all of those. Also, if you're not at the Fringe, if you're just in the London area, then go and see a show that I directed, Izzy Sussie's show Jackpot. She's doing a week at the Soho Theatre, 22nd to the 27th of August. And I think there are some tickets available for all shows, but not that many. So get a move on if you'd like to see Izzy Sussie. You know Izzy from Peep Show and so many other brilliant things, and also, of course, from appearing on Flatshare Slam Down and appearing on Beef Brothers Cold Cuts. And go and see her show. So there's loads of stuff to see. Right, let's get on with the business in hand. This is a house meeting, but before we get into the house meeting, the real meat of the piece is I've got to talk to you about Beef Brothers Cold Cuts. Now, this is the conversation I'm having with you, the listener, before I even have it with Tom and Ben. But it's been playing on my mind. We've got to a situation here where the beefs have just dried up. And I'm going to be totally honest, I feel like it's really important to be transparent with your listener because, you've been with us for a long time. We've been doing Beef Brothers Cold Cuts for a good few years now. And for some reason, every time a Beef Brothers Cold Cuts rolls around, I have to get on Twitter, I have to get on the page, I have to say, please send us stuff. And we get a handful, we get 4 or 5 each time. So most of them make it onto the show, unless they are sort of really indecipherable. Most of them make it onto the show. I don't know why that is. I guess it's because we've kind of maintained our loyal fan base, and we've been asking them this question for years. And anyone who's had a beef with their neighbours and has wanted to get in touch, kind of has. So what I'm doing is I'm appealing to those people who, every time they hear an episode of Beef Brothers Cold Cuts, they go, you know what? There is a problem with my flatmates. I do have some sort of lingering situation going on with my landlord. You know, I'm currently on holiday with my in-laws for a month. I've got a beef with them. Like, that's who I'm appealing to. The people who have never, ever responded. I'm going to give you the email right now. It's beefbrotherspodcast@gmail.com. However, if you want to get in touch with us through a Twitter DM, if you want to get in touch with us through the Patreon, you can also do that. Any way you get in touch with us would be great, because we, I don't know what it is. And I love doing Beef Brothers Cold Cuts, but we're sort of, I feel like we're in a situation whereby I don't sort of know how it can continue. I was the last episode, I was genuinely tempted just to go on Reddit and grab a bunch of them off Reddit, which, arguably, that's what we should have done in the first place, rather than put the pressure on you, the listener. But what I like about them coming from you is that they come from you. It feels like, anyone could just crib stuff off the internet. We have these, we've got these brilliant listeners, of which you are one, who write these phenomenal emails, and when they do come, they're fantastic. It's just that they don't come frequently enough. I hope that's not too pathetic to beg for. But I think if you enjoy that podcast, and I really do, and I know we all do, we love having a chat with our guests. If you'd like it to continue, then please send us an email today. The other thing as well is, don't be put off by the fact that some of the messages are, longer than the Bayeux Tapestry. Write us a 4-sentence message. Some of the messages we get from the live shows are just 3 or 4 sentences, and we can still spin funny out of them. And if anything, the more you leave out, the more we get to sort of fill in the dots with our own ideas, and a conversation can happen. But yeah, just looking at the, I've just opened up while I was chatting to you. I've opened up the Beef Brothers Cold Cuts email address, and we've got 2 emails since I last checked it for the last episode. One of them is a confirmation from Augusta Gold. Don't even know what that is. Someone has signed us up to a web conference to discuss investing in precious metals in order to sort of steady the ship for our retirement. Maybe they know. You know what? Maybe they know more than we do. Maybe they know more about this podcast. Learn how to hedge your IRA/401k with precious metals. Are you ready to diversify your retirement? Now that to me feels like spam. Nothing we can do with that one. And the other one is a Podbean performance email, which tells us how well our podcast is performing on Podbean. Very well, thank you very much. But the stats, like Netflix, will never fully reveal. But it will be great to have more messages. So beefbrotherspodcast@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. If not, you're going to get a lot more episodes of House Meeting, which is also fine, but we love chatting to the guests. So, this is a House Meeting, as I said. Let's get into it. I remember this being a very fun chat. I believe my favourite style genre gets referenced quite heavily. So, let's get into it. This is a House Meeting, and I will speak to you on the other side of this. Enjoy it.
Hey, so, I know you've been there already, but Pooh just called and said I can come through and get a tour of Dre's studio as a thank you for what we did for him. Lamar crazy ass her, so you know that fool gonna be here too. But it's gonna be cool. We'll do it whenever it's good for you. Man, I'm excited for this. Look, bring a friend if you like. This one gonna hit different, alright? Peace, homie.
What's the point? Does life have a big God, I don't know. A tiny germ or something I was just thinking of. Alright, I've got a tiny germ. I was wondering this the other day, in this hot weather. It's made me rethink. Climate change. Finally accepted. No, come on. I'm not mad at this now. Years now I've been telling you about it. Listen, it's just sunspots. Everyone chill out, you wokies. But what I was wondering is, I don't know what I'm doing now when it comes to. I don't think that's going to do with the hot weather. Yeah, I don't think you need to finish that sentence, Clarky.
I used to really have my shit together, and suddenly this hot weather, I don't know what.
Actually, that's not true either.
No.
You don't. Sorry, Clarky. We keep interrupting you. You don't know what you're doing now when it comes to
My clothes, particular trousers.
Oh my God.
It's a sad cry for help. I'm off on holiday soon, and I just feel like all of my trousers are wrong. I don't know how to fix it. I've been online googling summer trousers.
Are you asking, Clarky, if you're old enough to wear linen trousers? The answer is you absolutely are.
Well, that's what I do. You know, back in the day, I had a pair of linen trousers.
What day was that? They melted off you in the heat wave.
They grafted onto me. Got linen legs now.
When I think of linen trousers, I think of our friend Humphrey Carr, who, for some reason, when we were in Edinburgh, Humphrey Carr, like brilliant comedian performer, was in the Penny Dreadfuls, and we were sort of occasionally, for some reason, like pitted against each other in Edinburgh as like the rival sketch teams. You know, you're either Pappies or the Penny Dreadfuls. And I was Penny Dreadfuls personally. Yeah, I thought they were fantastic. Never missed a show. It's got a lot of ours. And I remember for like 3 weeks, or one of the sort of the newspapers up in newspapers is a strong term. One of the publications up in Edinburgh asked us to film a video where we played them at cricket.
Yeah, I remember.
Do you remember this? We had to play them at cricket. And so Humphrey Carr had decided to dress in kind of like basically like as close to cricket whites as he had with him, which included linen trousers. And it rained, and they went entirely see-through. And he was going commando. Yeah. So I remember it was quite a. Oh, I mean, that's one way to win.
There was wickets everywhere I looked.
Yeah, I was stumped. But yeah, so when I think of linen trousers, I think that, you know, the tricky thing with linen trousers is, what do you do for underwear underneath them? Because, you know, you're either wearing underwear and very clearly wearing underwear under your linen trousers, or you're not wearing underwear and running the risk of a little bit of, you know, magic eye when it rains. If you relax your eyes, you can see my dick.
Magic third eye. I do know where you're coming from here, Ben, because I recently had a holiday and it brought about a kind of sartorial identity crisis.
Yes.
Yeah. And kind of going, what actually am I up to here? Yeah. What am I doing? In fact, any slightly formal. I had a meeting before Christmas in a restaurant, and the person who was going with me said, dress smart, you know, don't go mad. And I, for 2 weeks, was in this real panic about what to do with that.
Yeah, I struggle with that. Smart is such a broad church, isn't it? For some people, I'm thinking of the three of us, putting on a shirt is smart.
Yeah.
For other
100%.
people, shirt is default. You know, then you move up to tie, cummerbund, cravats, bow tie.
Are you shirt and jeans, and are you tucking it in? And then what happens with the shoes? It's like anything like that goes on. That's it, my head's gone.
Where are you putting those shoes? Are you tucking the shoes in as well? Are you tucking the line?
Then I'm starting to sweat, and then suddenly I have to go to the toilet and run my wrists under the cold water tap to try and calm the sweat down.
Your trousers have gone opaque, you're sweating so much.
I'm sweating like my little trousers.
What did you end up wearing? Just out of interest, what did you end up wearing as your
A white
miscellaneous part?
A furry white jumper that's got quite a high neck. And it's a high neck.
White jumper?
The white neck slightly elevates into smart, I'd say.
A furry white jumper would be very far down my list of possibilities there.
I wouldn't recommend it for an Australian holiday.
I don't think you're a sheep. You'll fit right in. Could you... Oh, give me a sheep, buddy, I'm sick. Can you help us out a little bit on furry white jumper?
I know the jumper he was talking about, and I do actually think if
It's a pretty smart jumper. It sounds worse. What do you mean by furry? How do you mean by what material is it? It's made out of polar bear.
No wonder I was sweating.
It's a pelt you got from David Hasselhoff.
See the Revenant? I killed a polar bear and crawled into a restaurant wearing it.
He ordered from inside the polar bear.
Oh wow. So I went for like a smart jumper with jeans and trainers. Obviously not interesting anecdote, but like all I wanted to get to was that
No, it's all the time. Please, back yourself.
I'll tell you the thing that really does it for me. The absolute curveball. Christenings for me are like again, to keep on with the cricket analogy, weddings, you're up against kind of like a fast bowler. You know what you're dealing with. You know it's going to come straight, and you're going to go shirt and tie. And even if you do, you'll probably drop the tie. But you know where you sit the forehead.
Yes, because it raised the tie.
Christenings. It is all over the shop how you turn up for a christening.
I've been saying it for years though, Tom. This is why I believe you should become a steampunk. Because the ministry is made for you. It's always the top hat with the goggles on it. It doesn't matter what the occasion is.
It's true, actually. If you get yourself a very specific guise, then people don't expect anything.
Did you forget?
Yeah, especially one that errs on the smart anyway, right? You know, I couldn't say become like a grunger or something, or an emo kid, because it's not necessarily always smart. But if you go steampunk, there's going to be a waistcoat, there might even be a fob watch.
No one's going to be a waistcoat.
It might be a waistcoat, shirtless with a waistcoat.
There might be a gun made out of cocks. Anything could happen. It's the fashion wild west, wicked wild west.
Basically, no one is going to approach you at a christening to say you could have smartened up if you got a gun made of cocks.
No one's going to approach you at christening and ask you to be a godparent.
I've said it once before, but it bears.
Funny you should say actually, Tom. A friend of mine was saying the other day that he was invited to a christening and was expecting to go, pretty much just in everyday attire, and just so happened to have a conversation with the people whose christening it was, and they were saying, we went to a christening the other day, and someone turned up in like jeans and trainers. Could you imagine?
Here you go.
He was like, that's what I was going to wear.
Yeah.
So he had to go full suit, and was like, is that what you do? I fucked it, and like I've done it for like my nephew's christening, and I turned up with just trainers and stuff, and had to borrow my dad's clothes on the morning because
Okay.
Trainers. You look great. Secret jeans and trainers. All at Tom's getting a yellow t-shirt.
I just like there needs to be some kind of grading on the christenings.
Yeah. Then we're into the other sort of slightly tricky issue is that I don't care about church in the same way that my mum and dad care about. Well, my mum specifically cares about church. So that's why, basically, it's like trying to make sure your mum doesn't get upset. That's what it is. You think, what can I wear that won't make, when my mum sees me, she won't go,
but also you don't want to be that guy on the the family photos.
Definitely.
Yeah. You don't want to be the teenager at wedding. He's come wearing his trainers. We're already the alternative lifestyle guys. We're podcasters. We're podcasters with our families.
With the prodigal sons.
Our families aren't loads of podcasts. You can all imagine them leaning over. Spot the guy does the podcast, by the way. Exactly, it's that. But then also you don't want to turn up to the beach and someone go, my mum's podcast doing pretty well.
That's why what you want people to say is, well, I guess it's a podcast about being a steampunk. What are you going to do?
Steam podcast. Would a podcast fit into the steampunk code?
Oh, good question.
What could you have to listen to a steampunk podcast? Oh, you have to go on like a fucking gramophone.
Yeah, it's like a gramophone attached to a kettle. Basically, that's what it is.
Or like one of those, one of those pipes that shoot sheets of messages through.
Yes.
Like fire off your missives that and it'd come out of a fucking combine harvester or something.
By the way, if there are any steampunks listening, please don't be offended. We've got no idea what you are.
I was going to say, cards on the table.
We can't stress it up. We've got no idea.
Cards on the table. We haven't got and where did it begin? Like, who was the proto steampunk? Because
Isn't Barking the Brute?
that might be the case. That really might be the case. It feels like it's a miracle it took off.
Likewise, airships, they love so much.
Crucially, Crosby, I don't want to go to a Christian dressed as a steampunk. So
Yeah, that's that. Yeah. Okay, sure. Well, you know, all I can do is plant seeds here. You know, I think if in my life, when I'm on my deathbed, if I can look back and go, well, at least I made that one guy a steampunk, I'll know what's life well.
Yeah, and you're not, well, as long as you're not talking about yourself.
How did he die? He was crushed by the weight of his own goggles.
His automated deathbed.
I didn't know you were the Michael Winslow steampunk.
That's my title, yeah, that's my title.
I was just thinking the same thing, Tom, about Wallace and Gromit. Feels very steampunky. Yeah. Is Wallace a steampunk?
Guys, are we a steampunk podcast now?
No. I think we talked. I mean, we certainly talked about steampunk in the past on this. We've still not gone back and found out what it is yet. But yeah, I mean,
Clarky, in my defence, it is you who always brings up steampunk, Crosby.
I'm obsessed with it.
I think you should give it a whirl. It might be something that's an itch you're waiting to scratch with a spanner.
Yeah.
You've got you've got the kind of facial hair that we can apply the right amount of wax in the right places.
Thank you.
It'll launch.
Well, I ate a baby bell earlier on. I haven't thrown the rest of it away. So what do I need to do? Make myself a big red nose.
Dangerous in this weather. Having baby bell wax lying around, mate.
Well, can I tell you the reason we have so much baby bell in the house? This is genuinely true. I don't know when it started, but if ever Cleo walks into anything, you know, like if she ever like bumps her head, she's always like, "Get a baby bell. I want a baby bell to be put on the bump." Because it's cold in the fridge, and I guess it's just, you know, it sort of makes perfect sense.
Oh, I like that. I like a baby bell. A packet of peas.
Yeah, it's her version of a pack of frozen peas.
Because we need an adult bell.
Yeah, I get a full wheel of Edam. Plonk it on top of my head.
Dusting down his baby bell, adult bell joke that he tried on Twitter 6 months ago. Just for the sake of the old part.
Are you doing material?
I'm doing both material and gear, yeah. I always need to do gear after hearing Clarky's material.
Don't check my Twitter because it's wall to wall. Does it want to become a steampunk? I've got you know, people do a bursary. You know, like people would do, like, you know, like there are sort of writers who will do a bursary so that every year someone can get paid to, you know, write on the news quiz or whatever, that kind of job. That's the bursary I'm setting up. That every year I will pay for somebody, a promising newcomer, to become a steampunk for a year.
It's like the opposite of a bursary, that you're just taking down people's careers. You're like a feeder, but for steampunks. You're a voyeur.
I'm a voyeur for the steampunk world.
Through some kind of mechanical telescope?
Yeah, it's like a half telescope, half piston. The number of black eyes it's given me, I can tell you that. The amount of baby bells I have to put on my face after using that telescope, my piston telescope.
Yeah, you're not just putting it on your eye though, are you? We know where that piston telescope goes after dark.
Presumably there must be a roaring trade in the kind of steampunk sex world. But would you want a steam-powered sex device.
Steampunk Sex World sounds like the title of one of our podcasts, to be fair.
Well, I think
Steampunk Sex World.
the steam-powered dildo in William Burroughs' Naked Lunch, the novel The Naked Lunch, there's a steam-powered dildo in it called Steely Dan, and that's where the band get their name from. Just sort of funny, just remember the connection there. But yeah, so at least it's similar in Barbarella, isn't there? Yeah, I mean a bit more futuristic, isn't it, Barbarella?
Yeah.
But I think it's nothing to do with the piston action of it. It's more to do with the amount of steam. I don't want that much steam in my, steam near your genitals.
Steampunk Sex World, it sounds like it could be an area of, like, an after-hours Disney World.
Yes! Yeah!
Like, if there's an adult theme park, then is there an adult theme park? That's a good question.
As in, as in adult themed, do you mean?
Yeah, like a sexy theme park, where it's like, instead of the log flume, it's like the penis flume, something, I don't know. It's a fucking flume. It's like an after hours.
Like go on the fucking flume and then ride on the old Monica teacups and then have a go on the old shuffling Big Dipper, wouldn't I?
Yeah, like
it's an adult theme park.
You have like a log flume that's based around anal sex, and it'd be like, we're going at the wrong end and then log jumping off.
The logs go back up. I think that's a whole other sexual practice, Tom.
It's all, there's like a water slide, it's like a water slide, but it's all coloured like piss, and it's like, off you go, and it's like a sexy theme park, you know what I mean?
Sexy thing, it's like a turd going up someone's arsehole and being covered in piss.
all the sex stuff is covered already, all the stuff that gets you right around the shore. Not too nice.
A piston, yeah. Piston in, piston out.
I think if you put that in the right place, it would.
That's the slogan of the park, isn't it?
You know what place I'm thinking of? Like, you don't want to put it in like fucking Norfolk. I'm thinking like Marbella or somewhere like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it's like off you go, and there's like, there's rude selfies. So like, when you come off and you buy like
every one of your ideas is so funny. I don't know why. Every one of your ideas is like equal parts, like delightful and just pathetic. What's the rude selfie? I really want to hear it.
Off the right, you buy those photos and they're not selfies. It's like there's loads of like dicks around everyone's face, and like you just can't have a big glass and everyone goes,
I was in the house, it's like rimming a big load of piss.
I bet there's money to be made.
Yeah, we never saw Tom again. That was the last time we ever saw him. We opened the world's first adult theme park in Exeter.
Crosby made his last-ditch attempt to try and save him and send him into the awesome steampunk, but
please become a steampunk.
Forced in the opposite direction.
As we did.
For what the
As we did.
Mit navn er Mikkel, og jeg er på jagt efter at genfinde mandens identitet, som jeg tænker, du og jeg godt kan blive enige om har været noget udfordret gennem de sidste mange år. Podcasten handler interviewer jeg kendte danske mænd, og vi taler om, hvordan livet har formet. Du kan møde nogle af Danmarks største skuespillere, musikere, iværksættere, politikere, og stand-up-pro. Vi har lyttet til over 50 episoder med sjove, underholdende, indsigtsfulde og meget personlige samtaler. Så søg på Handkøn, der hvor du lytter til podcasten.
Yeah, it does need to be in the right place. I can't see it working in the British Isles, but it is for Brits, very much Brits abroad.
Yeah, it's true. Britain it's not a sexy place, is it?
I know, things like, you've got to be this hard to ride this ride. What?
What do you need exactly? Oh, hey, you're in trouble. Okay, I'll deal with it.
Put it into some sort of device and it's a bit of fun more than anything. You put your crotch next to something and it'll kind of go like, whoop, regardless of what's going on.
We'll be here forever.
Your cock strength, and it's like, test your fanny power. Yeah, you'd have like those punch machines, but it's like you have to do it like with a pelvic thrust. Yeah. I mean, it hurts bad enough hitting it with your fist.
That's new stuff. Fresh out of the box.
Oh, I've never hit it with my fist.
If I were you, I'd snap that up while the deal's on. That's the
What are you calling it, Barry? What are you going to call it now?
That price ain't here for long.
Alton Shaggers? I don't know. Something like that. Oh my god. Specifically nowhere near the UK as well. North Park. I don't know what to think.
Thank you.
Drayton Manor Park and fuck. The big three. Are they the big three? I think it's the Chessington world of, I'd say Chessington world of Noshington world of adventure. Wow. It's called Noshington World of Adventures. I'm going to think you serve foods. Rather than assume that you get a gob job on entry. Well, like, obviously the food would also be, you know. Oh, yeah. Yeah, lots of, like, cream-filled food. Yeah, like donuts that you have to stick your face in, and hot dogs that you can gob off. And... Wait, donuts that you have to stick your face in? Like, not like the normal hot dogs that you gob.